Good morning. I hope you all of you fine and fit. See, previous class we learned some things about the solar system. Especially in the previous class, we learned about some of the important aspects of the solar system, which are consisted like celestial bodies, constellations, planets, stars, so on and so things. And today's class we are going to learn a little more about our solar system. See, the sun is a center of this solar system. It consists of planets, satellites, and some other celestial bodies, which we already known as asteroids and meteorites. So the solar system consists of sun, planets, satellites, sun, planets, satellites, and some of the other celestial bodies such as asteroids and meteorites. See, together, this is what the members of the solar system. Here, the sun is the head of this family, is the center of the solar system. So that's what it's used to call as a solar system. The sun is the head of this system, and these are the members of the sun family. This is actually sun family: planets, satellites, asteroids, and meteorites. See, dear students, together the sun, already I told, repeated many times also, is the head of the family. Planets, satellites, asteroids, and meteorites together form the solar system. So that's what we often call it a solar family with the sun as its head. Now let us try to learn something about the sun. So please keep it in your mind whatever we are learning in this class, in this chapter. Already so many things. Already I finished the most of the things, even in the live class. Okay. So just this is only like introduction to the solar system. We are not going to learn in this class or in this chapter in a bigger way or in a deep way. See, now we are going to learn few things about the sun. The sun is center of the solar system. Sun is center of the solar system. And so, as you know already, the sun is made up of hot gases. What kind of a hot? Extremely hot gases. The sun is made up of extremely hot gas. It's we cannot imagine that's much of hot. See, The sun provides the pulling force that binds the solar system. So please keep it in your mind. The sun is provides the pulling force that binds the solar system. It is very clear that the sun is the ultimate source of heat and light for the entire solar system. So please keep it in your mind. The sun is ultimate source of heat and light for entire solar system. So there is no doubt the entire solar system, whoever there, the different other, I mean the family members, as the planets, as the satellites, as meteorites, or so and so things, the other, the different celestial bodies. So for every where they are getting light and heat now, the sun only. So the sun is going to provide the heat and light for the entire solar system. But the tremendous heat is not felt so much by us. It's a tremendous heat. We can't bear. But sir, no sir, we are here, no. We are not facing that much, or we are not experiencing, we are not getting that much of heat. What you are explaining, that much of heat, extremely heat, so hot. No sir. Of course, why? Because our earth is actually so far from the sun. The distance between the earth and sun, it's far away. So even though our earth receiving, because the only the sun is nearest star to the earth. So it is one of the nearest star which is completely pulling force than the other family, providing the light and heat for other the celestial bodies also. It is so far. So just can you imagine how many kilometers it is about? Not exactly, approximately. The distance between the sun and the earth, it is about 150 million kilometers. 150 million kilometers. Now you can imagine how far away from us, means from the earth. So I think only this much enough to learn, because to learn we require a lot, and then it's not enough to know about the sun, but for you in this chapter it's more than enough. So please keep it in your mind. The sun is in the center of the solar system, and the sun is made up of huge and extremely hot gases, and the sun provides us, I mean, the pulling force that binds the solar system, and the sun is the ultimate source of heat and light for the entire solar system, and the distance between the sun and earth is about 150 million kilometers. Is understood? Now let us going to discuss about planets. Planets. See, in our solar system, there are 8 planets are there. There are 8 planets are there. In order of their distance from the sun, they are like this. The first one is Mercury, and Venus, and Earth. So, are you getting now? The first one is Mercury, second one is Venus, third one is Earth. So, please keep it in your mind. So, our Earth is the third nearest planet to the sun. Then, after Mars and Jupiter, Mars, Jupiter. So, here I would like to tell something about Jupiter. Jupiter is one of the biggest planet in the solar system. And after Saturn, and this is also one of the special one, the Saturn. Why? Because so it's actually looking very beautiful, covered with the bangles. Okay. Then after Uranus and Neptune. See, these are the 8 planets of the are written here according to their distance from the sun. In order of their distance from the sun, the planets are like this. The first one is Mercury, second one is Venus, and the third one is Earth, fourth one is Mars, and fifth one is Jupiter, and sixth one is Saturn, and seventh one is Uranus, and eighth one is Neptune. The eighth one is Neptune. See, here the Mercury is nearest planet to the Earth, and the Venus, it is actually similar to our Earth. If you will see, if you will observe, the Venus and the Earth looking same. Because of this similarity, the Venus, it's actually well known as Earth's twins. Earth's twins. ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳಿ ಜೋಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಗೆ ಅರ್ಥನ ಟ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ವೀನಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And the next one is Mars, which we called as the Mangala Graha. Understood now? And the fifth one is Jupiter, which is the largest planet in the solar system. And the next one is Saturn, which looks very differently compared to all other planets because it's surrounded with a bangle type. And the seventh one is Uranus, and the next one is Neptune. See, to keep it in our mind, to memorize according to their order of distance from the sun. So there is the beautiful quote which is mentioned in your textbook also, page number 4. You can see that my very efficient mother just served us nuts. To keep it in our mind, to remember according to order of their distance. So this is what a simple sentence: my very efficient mother just served us nuts. Here my very, I would like to write here, my very efficient mother, my very efficient mother, my very efficient mother just served us now. just served us night. See, this is what a simple line. Here, in this mine, M indicates Mercury. In this very, V indicates Venus, and this efficient D indicates Earth, and in this other M indicates Mars, and in this just J indicates Jupiter, and in this served S indicates Saturn, and us U indicates Uranus, and nuts N indicate Neptune. So it is what the beautiful sentence to remember according to order of their distance from the sun. My very efficient mother just served us nuts. Just served us nuts. That shows all 8 planets. See, all these 8 planets of our solar system move around the sun in their fixed paths. So please keep it in your mind. All these planets are move around the sun, and the way is there, no? I mean the path where they are moving, because that is a fixed one. All different 8 planets paths are fixed, and these paths are actually elongated in the shape, not in a circle, not exactly. It is an elongated shape, and that is called as a orbits. They are called as a orbits. See, all these 8 planets are moved around the sun in fixed paths, and these paths are actually elongated, and they are called orbits. So already I told Mercury is nearest to the sun. Mercury is nearest to the sun, and it takes only about 88 days to complete one round along its orbit. That means the Mercury is going to take 88 days to complete one round around the sun. Suppose ನಾವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮರ್ಕ್ಯೂರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಿಯರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಸನ್. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ 1 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 365 ದಿನಗಳು ಇರ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ 365 ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ದಟ್ 6 hours that may not be. 88 days 1 year ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, because it's nearest planet to the sun. It takes only about 88 days to complete one round along its orbits. Then already I told the Venus, is called as a Earth twins because it's similar to our Earth. Are you getting now? So the Venus is considered as Earth's twin. Why? Because now the size and shape are very much similar to that of the Earth. It is very similar. The size of the Venus, the shape of the Venus, it's similar to the Earth. So that's what the Venus is considered as Earth's twin. And till recently, the another one important thing I would like to tell, because now we are studying only 8 planets are there in our solar system. But before 2006, we used to studied. Actually, we studied like that only. There are 9 planets now, which was not there in that list. I mean, that is about the Pluto. See, recently in August 2006. So, in the International Astronomical Union meeting, a decision was taken, and the Pluto and like other some of the celestial bodies, Ceres 2003, UB 313, like that, those are, so they were considered as a dwarf planets, not planet. So that's what the Pluto, it was actually lost its status what we are studied as the planet, and now the Pluto is considered as the dwarf planet. Now the third nearest planet to the sun, that is Earth. Now we are going to learn few more things about our Earth. So we all of you knows that about our Earth where we are living. So and only one the planet in our solar system which is supporting for the entire life forms and for living organisms. See, dear students, our Earth also one of the planet, and it is the third nearest planet to the sun. This is the third nearest planet, third nearest planet to the sun. And so you may see the globe, right? It is slightly flattened at the poles. You can observe that it's a little bit flat. So in South Pole also, and then in North Pole also. And our Earth is fifth largest planet in the solar system. So third nearest planet and fifth largest planet. Fifth largest planet in the solar system. See, this actually looks like an orange. The shape of the Earth, it's described as a geoid. Geoid means an Earth-like shape. It's a flat in the South Pole and the North Pole. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. And this shape is used to called as a geoid shape. Are you getting now? This shape is called as a geoid shape. And the interesting thing that in the entire solar system, so the only Earth has favorable conditions, especially to support life, are probably found only on the Earth, the different the living organisms, and we cannot see the any kind of living organism till today in any other planets. So the only one and only the planet which is supporting for the life existence, that is only the Earth. See, our Earth is neither too hot or neither too cold. It has water and air also, and already we studied regarding this, and which are very essential for especially our survival. If there is no air, if there is no water, all, so whatever the essentials required for living organisms or for different natural vegetations or wildlife or human activities or settlements or for different livestock, especially totally for living organisms. So only the Earth is supporting and providing the essential requirements. See, the air has life supporting gases like oxygen only on the Earth. And because of all these reasons, dear students, the Earth is called as a, or the Earth is known as unique planet in the solar system. So it's called as a unique planet. So please try to understand why only the Earth is considered as a, or called as a, or well known as a unique planet now, because of these reasons. It's a support for life, and it has air, water, and all other the essentials for living organisms. So that's what the Earth is called as a unique planet in the solar system. Then we are not going to call any other planet as a unique planet. And the another one interesting thing, if we are going to observe our Earth from the space, it looks blue. Why? Because the most of the Earth covered with the water. That all of you knows that. Especially the 2/3 of the surface of our Earth covered by water, and if we are looking from the space our Earth, it looks blue color, and therefore we are called the Earth as a blue planet also. We are calling as a, we are calling the Earth as a blue planet. See, why we are calling blue planet now? Because the 2/3 surface of our Earth is covered by water. So because of that reason, the maximum of the Earth surface covered by the water, if we look, or if you are observed from the space, it looks blue color. So because of that reason, so we are calling our Earth as a blue planet. I hope, dear students, you all understand about this. So the Earth, it is one of the third nearest planet to the Sun, and fifth largest planet in the solar system, and it is one of the unique planet. So already I explained the different reasons why the Earth is considered as a, or called as a unique planet, and also the Earth is well known as the blue planet also, because that also I explained. And the next class we are going to learn about the moon. So next class we are going to learn about the moon. Thank you. Have a nice day.